Hello, investors, and welcome to my second edition of August 2023, my magazine Learn, Invest, and Retire, which is a magazine entirely focused on investing in UK property. It was born from experience. It contains information from what I do on a day-to-day in property, what my colleagues do on a day-to-day in property, and what my inner circle investors also see, hear, and discuss with me in terms of what's going on in the market. This magazine is designed entirely for what I call property renegades, and those are the 1% of investors who get higher than average returns because they know how to do it. They know the strategies, they know the taxes, they know the whole picture, they can see the full picture of it and how each block connects to each other to make each investment work. So in this issue of the magazine, what we are going to start talking about is capital allowances and how they can be used to reduce your taxes. We also will talk about how buying a property either on your name or through another entity, a separate entity to you, affect you in terms of taxes, how that works, and what do you need to take into account. You see, the average investor will only look at buying properties on their name. And there is something in property, which is Section 24, which the government brought about some years ago and basically punishes investors for buying on their own name. And that's important for you to know before you even buy your properties. Also, we talk about how HMOs are evaluated. This is a key cornerstone of investing in HMOs. And I wrote this article with examples so you understand how it works and how and why this property is so powerful from the point of view of capital gains. And maybe so if you're going to buy a HMO or create a HMO, you can forecast how much is going to be valued at before you actually start, which is very, very important. Also, we are going to talk about the August news. I know we just started September, but I decided to go very carefully through the different parameters that model the economy. In this case, the UK economy. But what I mean by that is the parameters that you as an investor need to look at in order to understand whether prices are likely to go up, likely to go down, whether the offer and demand for properties is balanced or if it's more inclined to one of the ends, and what potentially could happen in the future with the big trends that we are seeing. And the good thing about the way I wrote this article is that if you watch all those parameters in the long term, you will be a smart investor because you will know whether to remain or to get out of the market because these are the ones that really work. Now, we are also going to talk about capital gains when you're doing a flipping, how that works. Again, if you bought under your own name or if you bought under a limited company. We'll talk about how to save electricity. And finally, we'll talk about the big four that you as a property renegade need to look at, need to focus on in terms of making the whole thing work. In property, there are many ways and there are many tasks that you could put your efforts and energy on. But if you're not careful, your time, which is your most valuable asset after your health, is going to get wasted because you will be busy but productive and won't be able to build your portfolio. So I encourage you to go make time and read, study this issue and send me any questions to info@propertycashflow.co.uk. I will go as far as to say that if you don't have time, if you don't make the time to read and study a resource like this one, then you better unsubscribe and better follow me, whatever you're looking at this, because then you don't have what it takes to make it. If you don't have the time, if you don't make the time to study something like this, it's because property and investment is not important enough for you, and therefore is no reason for you to remain in my community. But if you have the time, if you're willing, if you have this burning desire to make it and to get to the top, then make it and put it in your calendar. Put aside 2 hours to read it and send me questions so we can discuss. Okay, that would make me quite happy. Thank you very much, and I see you on the other side. Bye bye.